Addicts in the Attic. I'm Alex. This is Jordan. We got some big news for you. Obviously, you probably heard by now. Giannis, the Greek Freak, has signed the Super Max.
Damn!
Rejoice, Bucks fans. He finally was going to talk for that or something like that. But it didn't happen. Looks like the Bucks owner convinced Giannis that the future is going to look good there in Milwaukee, and he wants to stay. He's moving in. He's getting comfortable. He's going to be there for a while.
Another 5 years.
Another 5 years.
Yeah, I mean,
So, hey, it's a good time right now just to be a Wisconsin sports fan.
Yeah.
So, cheers to that.
Yeah.
These are happy shots for me.
Yeah, I mean, what, as a Heat fan, I wanted to see that combination of, Jimmy Butler, Bam, and Giannis. That would have been
crazy.
That would have been nice.
Just to see the stretch they made in the playoffs and then
To add the
add
freak to
Giannis in
that.
there. Ooh, that would have been crazy.
But,
that would have been...
I mean, I'm happy that Milwaukee, being from Wisconsin, that Milwaukee was able to keep him. Aaron Rodgers was happy.
Yeah, he was.
He was happy about it.
Whatever.
And, Milwaukee Bucks, their organization has been run pretty well lately.
Yeah.
And that's why he stayed. I guess he had a really good meeting with the owner there and the GM.
Yeah.
And, they have been aggressive this offseason too, trying to. That's the one thing with Milwaukee. Before they lost like Brogdon because they didn't want to pay into the luxury tax, but at least this year they went out and got Drew Holiday.
Picked up Drew.
Try to get another.
Drew, not Drew.
Drew, bro.
I know, Drew. Just so you know, it's Drew.
But yeah, that's big news for Milwaukee. But yeah, think about it, man. Like these teams that I would say Miami, especially, that they structured this whole off season off of basically being able to get Giannis next year and keeping cap space, not going after some of the top free agents this year, so that they could have cap space. Now, I mean,
now what? Go get James Harden?
I think that's probably where they're heading. I think it really this was the biggest domino. I think why James Harden hasn't been traded.
Yeah.
Because teams were waiting to see what Giannis did. Like Miami, Golden State, Toronto. These teams, they were going after Giannis. That's who they wanted. But I mean, what do you think about the outlook of the Bucks, though? I mean, they gave up all those draft picks. They don't have basically much for draft assets now. But you got the MVP.
What I would like to know is what the owner told Giannis what they're gonna do, because that's obviously what sounds like a good plan. So it seemed like he was trying to feel out how they were gonna be and how they're gonna be in the future. So you think he's probably not gonna sign the Super Max because he wants to at least just stay with Milwaukee but test the water still. But it seems like there was some type of convincing that went on. Because at one point he didn't even follow the Bucks on Twitter, which if you don't follow them on Twitter, then you're pretty much dead to them in these days and age. So yeah, I would like to know that, because I honestly don't. For the outlook, like you said, we gave up draft picks. We have the MVP. Did get Drew Holiday, but
still got Chris Middleton locked up for a while.
Yeah.
I still don't see Milwaukee with that second star that you need. Chris Middleton's pretty good. Drew Holiday's pretty good, but they're both should probably be third options on championship teams. But who knows? I mean, Drew Holiday is a free agent after this year too, so hopefully
he might have a good season and build some type of value.
Yeah, I mean they got a good team. I think I would probably have them as my number one team in the East right now, for the regular season at least.
Yeah.
We'll see what the Freak does in the playoffs. That's the problem, is because you can kind of shut him down like Miami did in the playoffs. Toronto did. a couple years ago. So,
well, I feel like Giannis is the type that's gonna show why he's worthy of that supermax. He's not just gonna take it and ride off in the sunset with that. He wants to prove that he's well deserving of that, and maybe there isn't much of a plan you need for Milwaukee when you already have him. So
yeah.
that's the thing that I think he's looking to prove, and I feel like he will.
Yeah, I mean,
so
that's gonna be
looking good.
It'll be interesting. Like I said, as a Heat fan, it sucks just because I wanted to see that combination, but
well, it's alright.
but I'm more happy for the Bucks because it's not like people want to play in Milwaukee. People don't want to go to
Why
Milwaukee.
not? You got stuff in Milwaukee.
Bro, we
Milwaukee
live here,
Public
bro. We
Museum.
don't want to go
You
to
ever
Milwaukee.
been to Milwaukee Public Museum? It's
Yes,
awesome.
I have, bro. It is pretty good. Check it out.
Museum,
Yeah, check it out. Take the kids, bro. Check the kids.
Yeah,
No,
I got that.
but I mean, it's not a
I
free
know.
agent destination
I
like
know.
LA, New York, Miami.
Well, yeah, that's where you want to move the family to. Everybody wants to go to LA, but I don't know. He just it just shows his determination,
Loyalty.
sticking with one team, loyalty.
Yeah, I mean, this is what he said. He sent out a tweet. This is my home. This is my city. I'm blessed to be able to be part of the Milwaukee Bucks for the next 5 years. Let's make these years count, because then he'll be in Miami. the show goes on. Let's get it.
You see, he loves Milwaukee more than Tyler Hero does, and he grew up there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's because he didn't grow up there.
Yeah. he didn't have to see the crackheads on the
Yeah, exactly. He didn't have to deal with that. He was a star when he came, so he didn't have to
You
deal
have
with
to
it.
grow up and see all that.
But they have a nice new stadium.
Yeah,
Apparently they have, I guess, whatever they had up their sleeve, the owner and the GM, whatever they tickled them with.
They took them with something. Hey, but listen, that's what champions do, man. You think about it. All right, who cares? What is there to do in Milwaukee? The point is you're there to play basketball. That's what you're going to do is play basketball.
Not distractions, yeah?
No distractions, bro.
Yeah.
I doubt you go to the strip club. I don't know. Haven't tried. But if you do, they got to wear masks, which is probably a good thing anyway.
Always
But,
have to wear
always have
masks.
to wear masks. But, things like that, what NBA superstars like to do, is not, like you said, much of that around. So why waste time? Go shoot some hoops.
Well, that's another reason as a Miami Heat fan why I wanted to see the Freak in Miami instead of James Harden, because James Harden.
Culture.
Yeah.
Kind of the opposite.
But James Harden, he's always seen. I mean, he demanded a trade from Houston, and then he was out with Lil Baby in the strip clubs when he was supposed to be at training camp.
Well, see, that's because there's
think about
stuff to
the
do
strip
over
clubs
there.
in Miami, dude.
Yeah.
That's Miami's all
and
nice.
it's always nice weather. You always go outside, and
Yeah.
Milwaukee. Okay, I'm just gonna go to the gym then.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah. What else am I gonna do? Gym time.
Gym time.
Yeah.
Fucking go sledding.
I mean, it was huge for the Bucks. I mean, if they would have lost the Freak after they gave up those assets for Drew Holiday,
It would have almost been like a restart. I feel like.
well, they wouldn't even been able to restart because they gave up all their first-round picks too. So they would
So it would have been a restart with nothing to restart with.
Yeah. It's kind of like what Brooklyn did a couple years back. They did the same thing. They gave up a bunch of draft picks, and then they were bad, and Boston Celtics had other draft picks for like 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they got Jason Tatum. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, Boston seems to be in the talks this year too, but
And thinking about other teams that, I mean, there's 4 major teams that kind of were in the running for the Freak for next year. You got Miami. We talked about them. Golden State. I mean, if he went to Golden State, that would have been.
That would have been crazy.
That would have been crazy. That probably would have been even better than when KD was there, because KD is a scorer. The Freak is a defensive menace, and he's an interior player.
Yeah.
With those shooters that they already have there, KD was kind of redundant when he went there. You know what I mean? That would have been crazy. But Golden State, I mean, they're still going to be a championship team, whether they got him or, they're a great run organization. They got MVP there and Curry.
Curry.
So, and
And
eventually,
we got Curry. Well, he's a shooter.
Yeah. Well, and then the other teams, Toronto. I think they're gonna have to go into a rebuild. I don't think they're gonna be very good this year, and not being able to get him. If they would have got him,
That would have been nice.
That would have been a nice piece, and I think they would have been able to compete. But the other team that was really interesting was the Dallas Mavericks, with Luka, Porzingis, and then putting the Freak with them.
Yeah, that'd be a force to be reckoned
I
with.
kind of wanted to see that, even though I wanted to see him in Miami. But like I said, those teams. I think the team that suffered the most from this was the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
You know, as far as they really plan. Golden State has other plans. The Mavericks have a lot of young. You know, they got a young MVP type of player.
That's funny. I didn't even really know that the Heat were that considering of getting Giannis, trying to get him, because you never mentioned anything. I would think that you, out of anybody, would mention that to me. I don't like that. Was just hidden in your fantasies, your dark fantasies. I think you didn't want to.
Well, I mean,
if you spoke it would come true.
Yeah. Well, I did.
That's the thing. You should have spoken into existence if you really wanted it.
I mean, it is what it is. I think, and the Bucks did come out. There were sources that came out and said that if he didn't sign the Supermax, they were going to try and trade him. And that's kind of what I was thinking. And I don't think Miami would have been better. Obviously, if you're able to get Giannis, you're better. But they would have had to trade all their shooters for him. And then you have three players that can't shoot the ball.
Who do you think he would have traded away for Giannis?
It would have been, they would have gave up Tyler Hero, would have went to the Bucks. 3 first-round picks. Tyler Hero and Kendrick Nunn would have went to the Bucks. 3 first-round picks. Then Duncan Robinson probably would have been relayed to another team for more draft assets or something. Mm-hmm. And then you have to put in, because those players don't make anything, so then you'd have to put in probably Iguodala and Kelly Olynyk. So that's a lot to give up. It's worth it to give it up.
You would have gave it up?
I would have gave it up for him, but the team, it would have took a couple years because we would have had to acquire shooters. Because
Right.
around those guys, all you need is shooters. I
Right.
mean, we still would have had Goran Dragic, the Dragon, which would have been nice. But
the Dragon.
But yeah, it would have been tough. So, well,
yeah.
Congratulations, Bucks. I mean,
rejoice.
Yeah, I mean, respect to Giannis for doing that. Yeah, I think that's big of him.
That's big because I don't think maybe some people, a lot of people didn't see that coming though.
No, because he could have just waited out this season. He could have signed the same contract for the $228 million in the offseason, and he could have saw how the season went. But he had enough faith in the organization. I mean, I like to see that, even though like I said, I want him on my team. I like to see that. I don't like to see the situation with James Harden where he's just like, because James Harden forced his team to trade for like Russell Westbrook, where they gave up all their draft assets.
Right.
Make these trades. Now the team is screwed because they have no draft picks. So, and now he wants out because they don't have anything to get any other players. It's kind of crap. I mean, you can't let if I was a player, obviously if there's players coming in, I'd want a say in it, but you're not there to make those decisions. Other people get paid to make those decisions. You got to work on basketball. Maybe try, more passes and
try
to dribble the ball. No, I'm
just try getting better. Live in Milwaukee and you'll get better because there's nothing else to do.
I still love to see James Harden in Miami though. So I'm not gonna.
We'll see. I don't know.
That'd be a great pairing.
He likes to hang with the little baby.
Little baby.
Whatever the kids say these days.
I don't know. But.
Yeah.
You got anything else on that, man?
No. I think just sit back and enjoy the show. Next 5 years of Giannis being MVP and taking us to a championship.
You think they're gonna? All right, he's there for the next 5 years. Let me. You think they're gonna?
How
win?
many years out of the 5?
Yeah. How many championships you see?
We need to get the one.
I
That's
mean,
all I'm worried about right now.
one
On
in
to
Miami.
Cincinnati, huh?
But one in Milwaukee that's big, you know.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna make, whatever. Let's
To
get the
a
one.
championship.
That's it's coming soon. I can feel it.
Yeah, I think
Coming in the air tonight.
honestly, I think their best chance at a championship in the next 5 years is probably this year, because I mean, if it falls apart this year, Drew Holiday will probably leave, and then you're stuck with.
I don't know. They could have a lot of fun.
They could in Milwaukee.
Regardless what happens, they can still have fun. They'll decide to stay.
But yeah, I don't see him winning a championship in Milwaukee.
Wow.
Not one. Sorry, man. I love
You
to
heard
see
it here
it.
first.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
We'll see how it goes. Like the video.
Subscribe. This
Put a
was your
comment.
breaking news. Giannis signing the Supermax. We are going to try to get more breaking news out here. We only right now are recording on Tuesdays and sometimes Wednesdays. Got that schedule kind of cramped up. But, yeah, stay tuned for more news. We got some NFL recap and stuff coming up. So, subscribe, watch some videos, like it, tell a friend, tell a mundo, whatever you may, please. So, have a good one. I'm Alex. This is Jay Houston. Free throw, free throw, free throw.